What sort of genetic social anomalies lead to this? Ted Cruz is talking with Martha Raddatz. And if you ever wanted to skip back in the program and re-listen to or re-watch Nelson Mandela meeting with Fidel Castro, you might want to do this after you get nauseous from watching Ted Cruz or listening to Ted Cruz. Martha Raddatz has some basic questions about Ted Cruz, which is, as you're weighing in on President Mr. Donald's cabinet picks, do you want to reflect on the fact that you called him a pathological liar before you didn't endorse him, and then you did endorse him, and you're a pathetic mess? Ted Cruz has an amazing, brilliant in its derangement response to this. Let's check it out.
I also want to just go back a little bit, back to the campaign, which at times was very bitter. You had some very strong words about then candidate Trump. Listen to this.
This man is a pathological liar. He doesn't know the difference between truth and lies. He lies practically every word that comes out of his mouth. The man is utterly amoral. Morality does not exist for him.
Do you regret any of those words?
Well, listen, it was a hard-fought campaign. It was hard-fought on all sides, and it was vigorous till the end. But at the end of the day, the people have spoken. He won the election. He won the nomination, and he won the general election in convincing manner. And my focus is on the country. My focus is we have a new president. We have a mandate. We ought to deliver on that mandate. We ought to deliver. This election was about jobs. It was about the fact that for the last 8 years, working men and women in this country have seen their lives, they've seen wages stagnating, they've seen factories closing. We need an administration that fights every day for the working men and women of this country. That's my #1 priority in the Senate, fighting for 27 million Texans, for jobs, for economic growth, to raise wages.
I just want to go back to those words. He lies practically every word that comes out of his mouth. Do you still think Donald Trump is a liar?
You know, I'm not going to relitigate the past. I'm going to focus on the future. I'm going to focus on what's in front of us and on fixing the problems we have. I will say one thing, Martha, that's going to be an interesting test just in the next few days. I very much hope that we don't see any U.S. government officials going to Fidel Castro's funeral.
Wow. Interesting the way you won't just say that I'm honest, Ted. It's kind of a little weird. And maybe it was a hard-fought primary, but not as hard as your dad was on JFK when he killed him.
What's the word you said? Pathological? It sounds like someone is pathologically incapable of answering a question, Ted.
If you're going to change the subject, Ted, you got to do it in a way like this. Hey, Martha, by the way, haven't aged well. See? Like that,
What
Ted.
does calling me a pathological liar have to do with Fidel Castro's funeral, Ted?
Maybe I'll go to Fidel Castro's funeral. He was a great guy. Or maybe he wasn't a great guy. See how I did that, Ted? See how I did that? Watch and learn.
You're just mad your dad couldn't plant the poisoned cigar.
Yeah. What's the matter? Your dad could kill JFK, but he couldn't kill Castro? Your whole family are losers.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Over. Subscribe.